Some memories don't fade with time. They grow softer, deeper. They become quiet chapters of who we are. This is not just a story about love. It's about what it means to feel something real for the first time, and how even the sweetest things can break your heart. Let me take you back to the beginning. I was 15 when I first understood what people meant by love. Before that, it was just a word in songs or movies. My world was about soccer, video games, and hanging out with my friends. Girls were just girls. They were in my classes, but I didn't really think much about them. I was a bit shy, to be honest, and not very good at talking to girls. Then she walked into my life. Her name was Emily. She joined our school in the spring, just after the winter break. I first saw her in the school cafeteria. She had bright, curious eyes, a quick smile, and hair that was always tied back in a neat ponytail. She wasn't loud or flashy. She just had a quiet energy that made you notice her. When she laughed, it was a soft, happy sound. My stomach did a strange flip, a feeling I couldn't name then, but I know now was the start of something big. Emily was smart and always ready to learn. She sat in the front row in our history class, and she always asked good questions. I found myself watching her more than the teacher. I tried to think of ways to talk to her, but my mind always went blank. I felt clumsy and nervous whenever she was near. One afternoon, after school, I was walking home, kicking a small stone along the pavement. I saw Emily struggling with a stack of books near the bus stop. One of her books fell, and its pages spread out on the ground. Without thinking, I ran to help her. I bent down and quickly gathered the books, handing them back to her. My face felt hot. "Oh, thank you so much," she said, her smile bright. "These history books are so heavy." "No problem," I mumbled, trying to sound cool, but probably just sounding shy. "Are you in Mr. Harrison's history class?" she asked. "Yeah," I said, finally looking at her. "I'm Mark." "Emily," she replied, and we stood there for a moment, just smiling. It was a simple moment, but for me, it felt like the sun had just come out. After that, we started saying hello in the hallways. Sometimes, we would talk for a few minutes after class. Each small talk felt like a big win. Slowly, our friendship grew. We found out we both loved old adventure movies. We both liked to draw, even though my drawings were mostly of superheroes and hers were of nature. We started walking home together after school, talking about everything and nothing. I told her about my dream of becoming a game designer, and she told me about her dream of working with animals. She listened to me, truly listened, and she didn't laugh at my silly jokes. She made me feel comfortable, like I could be myself.
I started to notice small things about her. The way her eyes sparkled when she was excited, the way she bit her lip when she was thinking hard, the way she always wore a small silver necklace. Every detail about her seemed important. My stomach would still do flips when she was near, but now it was a happy, excited feeling. I knew I liked her more than just a friend. This was a new, strong feeling, and it was all for Emily. One Saturday, I gathered all my courage and asked her to go to the local fair with me. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought she would hear it. "Yes, I'd love to," she said, and my whole body felt light. I spent the week counting down the days. I wanted everything to be perfect. At the fair, we rode the Ferris wheel, high above the town. From the top, the lights of the fair looked like a scattered handful of jewels. We laughed as we ate sticky cotton candy, and I tried to win her a prize at a game, but I was terrible at it. She just laughed and said, "It's okay, Mark. Being here with you is the best prize." Her words made me feel warmer than any prize ever could. As the sun set, making the sky dark blue, we walked slowly, hand in hand. It felt natural, like our hands were made to fit together. That night, under the twinkling lights of the fair, I knew for sure. I was in love with Emily. My first love. And it felt like the world had just opened up to me. Our love grew stronger through the rest of high school. We were always together. We studied for tests, went to school events, and spent weekends exploring the city. We talked about our future, about going to college together, about living in a small apartment and having a dog. We were young, and we believed our love was strong enough to last forever. Every day with Emily felt like a new, exciting chapter in a book. She made me want to be a better person. But life, as it often does, doesn't always follow our plans. After high school, I decided to go to a college that was known for its game design program. It was a great chance for me, a chance to follow my dream. Emily was going to a different college, one that was closer to home, to study animal science. We promised each other that we would make it work. We would visit every weekend, call every night, and write long emails. We believed in our love. The first few months were hard. We tried our best. We talked for hours on the phone, sharing stories about our new classes and new friends. But slowly, the calls became shorter. The visits became less often. We were both meeting new people, having new experiences, and building new lives in different places. Our worlds, which had been so perfectly connected, began to slowly drift apart. She told me about her new friends in her dorm, about the exciting animal project she was working on, and about a guy in her class who also loved animals. I tried to be happy for her, but a dull ache started in my chest. I felt a growing distance between us, not just in miles, but in our hearts. It was like a slow, quiet goodbye that neither of us wanted to say. One evening she called me. Her voice was different, quiet and sad. She said, "Mark, I think we need to talk." My heart knew what was coming before she even said the words. She told me that she had met someone else, the guy from her class. She said she still cared about me, but things were different now. She said it was too hard to be so far apart, and that she needed someone closer. The phone call ended, but my world did not. It felt like it had been hit by a giant wave, leaving me broken on the shore. I remember sitting in my dorm room, holding the phone, unable to move. Tears streamed down my face, hot and endless. My first love, the girl who had made my world bright, was gone. The happy feeling in my stomach was replaced by a deep, empty ache. The pain was terrible. It felt like a physical wound deep inside my chest. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. My video games, which had always been my escape, now seemed boring and meaningless. Everything reminded me of Emily. Every song, every place, every memory was filled with her. I felt lost, empty, and completely alone. My friends at college tried to help. They came to my room, sat with me, and listened as I talked about her. They told me it would get better, that time heals all wounds, but I didn't believe them. How could anything ever be good again without Emily? I felt like my heart would never heal. I thought I would never love anyone else. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The sharp pain slowly, very slowly, began to lessen. It was like a deep cut that slowly closes, leaving a scar that reminds you of what happened. The tears came less often. I started to eat a little more, to sleep a little better. I started to go out with my new friends again, even if I didn't feel like it at first. I began to understand something important. My first love with Emily was a beautiful part of my life. It taught me about joy, about deep connection, about feeling truly special and understood. It also taught me about pain, about loss, and about the hard truth that not all stories have a happy ending. But it didn't destroy me, it changed me. I realized that even though the love ended, the person I became because of it was stronger. I learned to be brave enough to open my heart. I learned that even after great sadness, life continues, and new paths appear. And I learned that I could heal, that my heart was strong enough to mend itself. Over time, I focused on my studies, and my game design dreams. I met new people, made new friends, and had many new experiences. I still remembered Emily, but the memory no longer brought sharp pain. Instead, it was a soft, gentle feeling, like remembering a beautiful dream from a long time ago. My first love was a powerful lesson that helped shape who I am today. It taught me about the beauty of connecting with someone deeply and the difficult experience of saying goodbye. It showed me that even when a part of your life ends, it leaves behind important lessons that help you grow. This experience prepared me for all the new chapters of my life, giving me a heart that was a little wiser, a little stronger, and still open to new possibilities. It was the true beginning of my journey to understand what love means, in all its different forms, and how it truly changes a person. I thought my first love would last forever. It didn't. But it made me who I am, even though she's not in my life anymore. She gave me something I'll always carry: the courage to love, the strength to let go, and the heart to grow. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mystic English. We'll meet again in the next video. Until then, take care of your heart and never stop believing in love.